All right. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, a little too bright, but I'm going to get working on using some ND filters. But good morning. I hope everybody is doing great. As you can see, I am all dressed up again because we have another interview to get to. Yes, I have another interview to get to. Mr. Interview Stacker here, just going throughout the days, having interviews but not landing or maintaining a job is crazy. But, things happen. Super blessed to have this opportunity to honestly go in and interview. So not going to complain, just going to make sure that I do everything I'm supposed to be doing. Actually running a little late, so let me get over there and start going. I'll catch you guys and update you once we get there.
I be trying to push everybody to do that. But I understand with the market, it's very, very hard, especially when you got money in your face. It's hard.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
But bro, man, you gotta stop wasting yourself time, bro. Fuck that, bro. Practice, bro. Ask me questions, nigga. Fuck money, bro. It's going to.
All right. Finally made it after all the driving confusion. Took me like 15 minutes to find parking, and I'm running in late. I'm already very frustrated, I'll be honest. But let me just go in and ace this interview and let the emotions go. I'll get you guys up on where I am and what I've been doing after this, because now is not a good time to talk. So bear with me. All right. Success. One time for the Most High above, we came, we conquered, and we succeeded. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, all the people watching this, probably the one person who will watch this video, your boy has succeeded. I just went in for a team manager interview for the Panera Bread at a very famous hospital in New York, specifically on Long Island. The guy liked me. We talked. He got to know a lot of my background, my work experience, how I like to operate and handle myself as a manager, how I like to interact with other people, how I see my leadership style, and he liked a lot of my answers. And in the end, he asked me one question: do you want to work at Panera? You damn well know I said yes. And even though I am working a job currently, this one that I just went for will pay me $26 an hour versus the one that I'm working now, making $19.50 an hour. No doubt is there going to be opportunities for overtime at this job. So for $26 an hour, 100% I will work here. I will get in my car, I will drive here, and I will 100% get busting down in there. So as of right now, I am 100% going to take that job at Panera once they send me the offer letter. But I am really looking forward to an answer from the company I interviewed with in the city yesterday. I really am looking for that job as my number one. That job I want more than these two jobs that I have right now, and potentially can go for this new one. So I am going to be patient and wait to see what happens over the weekend and over the next coming days. But by Monday or by Tuesday, 100%, I will have a decision, and I will be in a new environment that I will be permanently working for and working in within for the no minimum the next 3 years, because I am 26 years old, going to be 27 in October of this year. I am making sure that I build for myself. I start my journey and I do everything that's going to make me as successful as possible. It starts this month, March. So I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, everything that I need to do, and everything that I can do to put myself in the best position possible, 100%. So thank you guys for staying with me up until this point. I promise not only myself, but I promise you guys you will see a completely different person than the Aziz you've seen these last couple months. I'm already seeing how focusing and chasing the bag is putting me in a better position than I was a couple months ago when I was more focused on chasing women. I'm chasing that money because I want to be rich and as successful as possible. So with that being said, I will catch you guys on the next section or segment of this video. I don't think I'm going to end it off here. I'll probably start recording again either today or tomorrow. Who knows when I'll pick up the camera next. But to be continued. All right, everyone. How is everybody doing? We are back. Yes, it's been a couple days. Actually, a little under a week since the last video. I know in the last two videos I talked about going to job interviews and waiting on the results. And even in the last video, in the last section of this video, we actually talked about how we actually secured one of those jobs. But unfortunately, God had other plans for me. So I got an email, I think about 2 days later. I went to the interview for Panera, which is the job that I interviewed for in the last section. It was for a management position at a Panera Bread at LIJ Hospital out here in Long Island, if you know where that is. So it was a management position. It was going to be $26 an hour. That would have been better than my current position, which is a shift manager at Wendy's, making $19.50 an hour. I was really excited because it would have been a good way to really boost my finances. And since I'm getting paid hourly, let's say if I want to do overtime, that would be even more of a better way to earn more money and, propel myself in my financial goals. But unfortunately, even though after sitting down with the general manager, him getting a look at my background, asking me questions based on my management style, telling me a rundown of Panera Bread, how they operate, and giving me a tour of that specific location, not only did we shake hands and agree that he was going to hire me, but he also asked me about pay and was going to speak to them about that. So I was fully leaving that hospital and that environment thinking that I was fully getting hired and just waiting on an offer letter. But unfortunately, I received an email saying that thank you, the usual thank you for coming in for the interview process. But unfortunately, we won't be moving forward with your candidacy, which I'll be honest was very disappointing, especially after everything he said. I mean, I'll be honest, after what I just told you, he talked about pay. He even told me about where I'd be going to do training, since that location specifically is considered a corporate location for Panera, not one of the many franchise locations. So for training, I was going to have to go to Manhattan to one of their locations, which was going to be exciting and fun, but not really sure what happened internally. Unfortunately, I guess the person who I spoke to before meeting with the general manager who invited me down to have the interview with him, I guess she didn't want me there, so your boy is no longer interviewing there, and that's out the door. But the day before, as you saw in the previous video, I had interviewed for a job in the city, which was going to be a really good position. It was for a company called Compass. I was going to be a field manager, and it was going to be my responsibility to be like an area manager for two of their locations. They run pantries in corporate buildings. So basically, like, let's say you have a really high-end job, such as like working at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, or Meta, Google. They have pantries and or break rooms where the employees have snacks and certain refreshments that are not too high maintenance, coffee and stuff like that. So it would have been my responsibility to manage those two locations and or several. No, it would have been 5 accounts. So 5 locations that could have up to at least 10 floors within the building, each having a pantry, and it would be my responsibility to manage the employees within those pantries, also going from location to location throughout Manhattan, and not only working and making sure the executive clients are satisfied with our service because we are contracted by them, but also making sure I train, hire, schedule, and develop the team that's going to adequately suit the needs for those executive clients. So I was really excited for that because I'd be working in the city. The schedule was great. It was going to be a 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. schedule. It would have been a minimum of 66 to 70K salary. I asked for 70K, and that would have been a good way to step into an actual and full-fledged corporate environment while also still continuing in the work field that I've been growing in, fast food. Not really fast food, but more specifically hospitality. But fast food and the restaurant industry that I've really been in has to do with hospitality. So it would have been a way for me to go to a higher end version of the hospitality field that I'm already in. which I was really excited for, and I was really assured I was very confident I was gonna get it because a recruiter reached out to me. I didn't even go and look for this job. A recruiter reached out to me after I got in contact with the recruiter. We had a phone interview where she looked at my background, and it was great. But I'm not sure what happened because not only did she say I was a perfect candidate, she also gave me so much confidence that I'd be able to get this job. She moved me forward, and I had an interview with the director of my current position at the job. Hold on one second. Then I was able to get a phone interview with the director for the current position that I was interviewing for, which was a field manager. So I had a Zoom interview with her. That went really well. She invited me down to Manhattan to have a panel interview with the director of the company, her lead of HR, and it was another field manager, so someone in my position. And not only did I go to that interview on Tuesday that you guys saw when I was in the city, it went really well. They liked my background. They liked a lot of my answers. They liked a lot of my feedback, and the conversation flowed naturally. It didn't even feel like an interview. It felt like a conversation where they got to know me and I got to know them, and I got to see if the company was a great fit for me, which I really did feel it was a great fit based on all my background, all my experience. I've been general manager at one point for a restaurant, even though it only lasted 2 months. But I have a lot of management experience. I have a lot of experience working with a variety of people of different ages, of different backgrounds, of different experiences, of different learning curves. So I understand how to develop people in various ways and at various stages of their work experience. It was just unfortunately very disheartening to yesterday receive that rejection email because unfortunately I went to the interview Tuesday and I was told after I was walked out by the same director who I interviewed with on the Zoom call and also sat with at the panel interview. She told me I'd hear back from them by the end of the week. With me being so anxious since I really wanted this job and also getting that rejection from Panera, I didn't hear back anything on Friday while I was here at work at Wendy's, and I was very anxious, I'll be honest, very anxious. So I ended up giving her a call since I had her number, and first I thanked her for allowing me to come in for the interview, telling her how I had such a wonderful experience, and then politely asking if she had gotten feedback from her and her team about a decision. She had told me at the time that she was busy opening a new account, basically trying to get a new pantry ready for a new set of clients, and she wasn't able to converse with the team and compare notes on what they had decided. So she said they would get back to me on Monday, which was yesterday. But unfortunately, while I was at work here at Wendy's, I was, anytime my phone buzzed, I was checking it. But I don't know what point they sent it, but I didn't see it. All I remember doing was checking my phone, and it was 23 minutes after they sent it. I saw I had a rejection email, unfortunately, from them, which was really, really disheartening because I'm glad I am here at Wendy's. I got here at Wendy's in order to leave a retail beverage job that I was doing for the month of February because for the month of December and January, I was working as a general manager for a fast food restaurant, which I did like being in a management position, but they didn't have any systems that allowed me to develop properly and train me right for that position. So it wasn't really a good experience, I'll be honest. But in the end, going from job to job, I was happy I was able to land at Wendy's because it got me out of the grind and the dedication of being the restaurant general manager, which especially in that specific company, I didn't feel like it was a good fit for me, and I felt like it was consuming my life. But then moving to the retail beverage, I knew that one wasn't good because it didn't fit my personality style whatsoever. So after getting accepted at Wendy's, I was 100% happy because it was getting back to where I was more comfortable with, while also giving me a fresh start and not having too much responsibility, while also giving me more time. But then getting that phone call back from Panera Bread after I submitted that application, I'm pretty sure a little while before I applied to Panera, and then getting contacted by a recruiter for this really good opportunity, I was like, oh wow, I'm in a really good spot. I have 3 different options, which I'm glad I was able to still go through those interviews and gain that experience. But after having such high hopes, which I'm glad I didn't, I guess, put my eggs in one basket and quit this job at Wendy's when I thought I could get those two. It shows you that, there's definitely things that happen for a reason, and I'm a Christian. I go to church on Sundays, so I'm reconnecting with God more and getting back to my roots of being more faithful. I'm really starting to understand that, especially with all the ups and downs that I've had, things do happen for a reason. So realistically, if God didn't want me there, then it's for a reason. I can't say that I'm not upset, because those would have been really good opportunities to not only get out of Long Island, but also increase my income while also going to a more corporate environment, especially the one in the city for Compass. But in the end, I know that I'm still glad to be here at Wendy's. It's another chance to really restart and also build myself up. So this is not a sad video. This is just to say that, we learn things happen, and we just got to take them as they go. Still be thankful for where we are, because I know that I've had a really rough 2025. So me being in this position now, still at the beginning of 2026, it's still a good thing. So I'm just going to make sure to be positive and be thankful for where I am. I understand, me personally, I've been going from job to job for the last 6 months. I've had 4 or 5 different jobs, which most people can't really say in 6 months they could get 4 to 5 different jobs. But I'm tired of going from job to job. I want to stay consistent in one place, and I want to build my wealth and my income. So if I have to stay at Wendy's, which I most likely do, I'm going to not only be thankful that I'm here at Wendy's, but take everything seriously and be the best manager at Wendy's that I could possibly be. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Sorry if it seemed a little sad at the end because of the update, but things happen. Let my example be a learning lesson to just put yourself out there, take as many opportunities as possible, because you never know what's going to happen, and always continue to work hard and put yourself in the best position to be as successful as possible. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.